If you can't define what your brand is, then nobody else is going to be able to. Okay, so really review what you have and what you offer. So, as an example, as a real estate agent, we're all real estate agents. We can offer the services of buying and selling a home. Okay, but is that all you can offer? Okay, you remember we talked about having that unique selling proposition or that unique value proposition. Is that all you can offer? So really dive deep into your products and your services and see what you have to offer, because that's going to help you define your brand. The next thing is you need to determine your value. All right, you have to be valuable, and you know that you're valuable, but does everybody else know how valuable you are? And the way that you can do this is by asking yourself, what is your core value, purpose, or mission? People typically align themselves with companies that they believe in, or with people who they know what their purpose is, and they know what their mission is, and they're on the same side. Just think about like churches. Think about the reason why people choose to go to certain churches, or people choose to follow certain influencers, whether it be Oprah or Tony Robbins or Gary Vaynerchuk or whoever. They see their purpose, they see their mission, and those values align with each other. You want to determine that for your actual business. Then once you get that, you're gonna determine what actually drives that. Okay, now this is where you can really get emotional. Okay, because the emotional part, that's what's gonna grab people's hearts. What drives your values? What drives your purpose? What drives your mission? An example for mine was that I grew up in a household where we didn't really have a lot of money. We weren't taught about money. We were living in a two-bedroom apartment. There was five of us, and we shared one vehicle. My mom worked during the day and half of the night. My father or my stepfather worked all through the night. We barely saw our parents growing up. I'm the oldest brother, so I had to really take care of my younger brothers. I didn't really have that childhood. We didn't have a house. We didn't know anything like that. We didn't even know about money. And so my value and what drives me is, now that I'm older, for one, I want a different life for myself, but secondly, I want to change the path of my family. I want to create a new legacy. It's getting us nowhere with my parents being the way that they were, then grandparents were the way that they were, and then the parents before that. We're just going down a path where it was never changing. And so my mission and what I'm choosing to do was to really change the course of my family for the next generations. Okay, that's my job. And I want to see people in homes. I want to see people happy. That types of things make people happy. It's something that I didn't really have, and so I want to make it happen for other people. That was emotional. That's what you want your message to be. Okay. Next, you want to aim to build long-term relationships. So a lot of agents start out in the more transaction based. I want to get them in, get them out, get them in, get them out. I did that too. Like, I need one, then I need the next, then I need the next, then I need the next. But then I saw later in my career that I really should have been going for the relationship based. I really should have been making it more about the people, because what I saw was, once I would sell someone a home, since I was so transaction based, it was done. It was done. But once I did it more relationship based, and I would conduct myself in my business in that manner, now it wasn't just about a home sale, it was about a relationship being created. And that's what led to people sending me referrals, or people bringing me around their people, people sending me gifts for the holidays. Not that I was looking for any gifts, but there was more of a relationship based business created, and that's able to be translated through my brand. Okay, now treat your clients with a consistent voice. People talk to people. People write reviews. People know what's out there and what's said about you. If they're hiring you for a certain reason. It's probably something that they've heard or they've seen, or something like that. So no matter if someone is $100,000 buyer or $1 million buyer, you want to have that consistent voice with them. Okay, because that $100,000 buyer is going to have the same expectations that they saw you do for that $1 million buyer. If you recorded a video and put it out there of you taking out a client to dinner and drinks, after y'all looked at homes, then other clients are going to expect that too. And you want to have that consistent voice because people like that. And there's going to be it's so funny, but it's going to happen. There's going to be people who hire you because they saw at closing you bring bottles of champagne and custom bags. And they want that too. And so make sure that whatever you do, you have that consistent voice. All right. So with that though, you can have the same message, but a different voice, because I know that we don't talk to people the same. We don't necessarily have the same feelings towards certain transactions and certain people, but it's important that your message be the same. So don't repeat the same message the same way over and over again. Okay, that's where your voice is going to come in. All right, your voice is what's going to carry you. So let me just show you an example of that, because I know that that's kind of confusing. So I'm doing on these social media posts, and you can see them on my business's Facebook page. This is essentially a just sold picture. I'm trying to tell the world that I sold a home because I want people to know that I'm busy. I'm doing it kind of 3 different ways though. Okay, it's the same message, but it's a different voice. Social proof here. This is a testimonial. I have "We appreciate you." I even have the clients who wrote that. Then here we go. Congratulations, Lane and Brian. I'm using real people on your new home. And I'm showing them signing. It's not about me. It's not about the escrow officer right there. It's about them. I'm congratulating them. Here goes another way. This is another social proof. It's just a testimonial, and it's a picture of her and her daughter. It has nothing to do with me. My name is down there, but this is just what they said. Okay, so that's a example of having the same message but having a different voice. But before you go and hop on Canva or Photoshop, don't try and just mimic what I just showed you. Okay, you need to have your own identity. People, especially people in the real estate world, all of a lot of agent stuff looks the same. Okay, and you don't want that for yourself. You want to carve out your own identity. I talked about that a lot in the last lesson. And so look at my brand identity book and make your own identity with that. Next, and this is something that a lot of agents are scared to do, but you want to be innovative, bold, and daring. Okay, stand for something you believe in. I'll tell you, at my firm, you can ask anybody. They believe in having strong faith. I mean, they believe in Christianity. I mean, they don't discriminate, but you can walk in the office and you're gonna see verses. You're gonna see bold statements. You're gonna see all that. It's what the firm believes in. I know another firm, kind of down the street from us. They're very bold and they're very daring. They believe in the sex sales look, which a lot of companies do, but that's what they believe in and that's what they run with. Whatever it is, be bold about it and be daring. Don't feel like you have to go into a mold. Everybody's not going to hire you, and you don't want everybody to try to hire you, but you want the right people, and that's going to really stand out in your brand message, because those are the people who are going to be looking for the messages that you're putting out there. And so always consider yourself branding when communicating. This includes social media. All right, so whatever you put out there on social media, it's a part of your brand. People aren't going to like everything, and there's some people that's going to really like things, but just take into consideration, if you try to make your real estate business look real clean cut and professional, but then on your social media you only want bikini photos and you want that sex sales looks. It's not consistent with your brand, and you're communicating with people. So even though it's your quote unquote personal Facebook, and that's so funny that people like to even say, oh, that's my personal Facebook, that's my personal Facebook. When you're a real estate agent, nothing's personal on social media. Nothing's personal, because the higher you get, the more someone is going to be trying to bring you down. So just keep that in mind. Okay? Now, putting your logo on everything won't cut it. And like I said in the last lesson, there's more about your brand than just your logo. Everything mentioned in this presentation are things that's going to help you really define your brand and make sure that you're putting out there the right message. But what you learn in this quick lesson, and then when you combine it with everything in the last lesson, that's what's going to really bring your brand together. This is just a little Brand 101 FAQ cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it, to really just help you define and dive deep into your brand in case you were struggling with that. But just know that just because you put your logo on something, whether it's yours or not yours, that's not branding. Branding is a message, okay? So really think about that message.